I'm going to start this one with the hybrid concept. And the best way to transmit to you the hybrid concept, or what really happens when we connect with someone or merge fields or interact, and why it's important to keep holy company. Holy company means being discerning in whom you allow in your field. Why? And I'm going to read you this Buddhist poem. Okay, in the scene, there's only the scene. In the herd, there's only the herd. In the sense, there's only the sense. In the cognized, there's only the cognized. Thus, you should see that indeed there's nothing here. This bahia is how you should train yourself. Since bahia, this is for you. In the scene, there's only the scene. Okay. In the herd, there's only the herd. In the sense, there's only the sense. In the cognized, only the cognized. And you see that there's nothing here. You will therefore see that indeed there's nothing here. As you see that there's nothing here, you will see that you are therefore located neither in the world of this nor in the world of that, nor in any place betwixt the two. This alone is the end of suffering. The Buddha. Okay. Ah, cute little kid. Okay. What does that mean? It's not that sunny today. I love it when it's sunny because the colors are like, yeah. um, there's never two. When you're connecting with someone, okay, let's picture your chakras right now. From your mind's eye to your root, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral. Picture the other avatar, person, or karmic wind-up toy. When you look into that person's eyes and connect, you create a field. And all of his energies or her energies in all of his and her centers are interacting with all of your energies in your energy centers, including his high vibrations, his angelic frequencies, his entity attachments, his fears, his anxiety. So whenever you merge with someone, there's no separation. There's not two people. Yes, there are two souls merging into one field, one hybrid, and two bodies. So you become one being. You're agreeing, when you agree to connect with someone, even if you're not making love, physical love, or hugging, or like this, right? That's when you believe you become one. When you have sexual intercourse, you believe like, oh, now I'm one with the person. No. Actually, even when you don't even touch, when you're having a coffee with someone sitting in front of you, you're merging auras. That's the importance of keeping holy company, and why you should not allow anybody below integrity into your field, because somebody below integrity has demonic frequencies and entity attachments, and if you allow that person in your field, you're becoming susceptible for those entities to attach to your lower centers, and then you have to clean up your aura. And if that has happened for you, I have a person that does my private personal cleanings. She's really good, so feel free to reach out and ask me who's the person that does the cleanings, and I'll let you to her if you feel like you want to do that intense cleanup work. Anyways, back to holy company. Hybrids. So you're in a coffee shop right now. I'm allowing you into my field, though I created a strong force field. So it's like, even if you're here, if you want to connect in a deeper level, I have an activation that says you have to knock. So you knock on my aura. That's when I choose to say fuck yes or no thank you right back at you. So if you have a vibration that's less than integrity, a vibration that's not rooted in truth, when you knock on my door, I do like, and it goes right back at you, and it hurts you double. It's not intentional. It's just like my energy is so high that if you send me an arrow or you send me something, it's going to bounce back at you, and then you're going to feel the pain. Like whatever you send me, it's double to you. And anyway, so that's why it's triggering to be in my field. if you don't own your shit and you're not humble. Because you're gonna see your shadow and it's gonna go back like, holy fuck. I love it. It's coming from love because it's actually gonna help you heal. Anyways, so that sounds maleficent. Like, how's that? It's my highest excitement is to disintegrate people's egos and shadows so they can become more pure and into the light. So I can say yes to them and allow them into deeper connections so they can become holy company. Just being in my field, it's holy company. So be really discerning. And you can just don't sit with everybody. It's like sitting next to you should be like a privilege, to be like an honor, like reverence. Can I please sit next to you? If you allow somebody to sit next to you, like I'm allowing you right now, more or less, I still have the force field. That's why I do synergy calls and I consult if we're allowed to have the call. So that's like a privilege. That's a merit. That's a gift. So I'm sharing that so you, as an opportunity, if you get to see me with humility and receptiveness, then you get the chance to integrate my code into your cellular memory, and you get to feel too as a gift, and you get to value yourself more and your presence and the opportunity of somebody to be next to you or even connect with you. That's a sacred gift. Don't prostitute your frequency. You're not a prostitute. Just sitting next to someone, it's like making love. Literally. Again, sitting next to someone, being in the presence of someone, interacting with someone. Two empty vessels with souls, with different frequencies and energies in the chakras. That's why it's supposed to feel energizing. If it's draining, that person has more entity attachments or more demonic frequencies or more fearful thoughts or more anxiety thoughts. Therefore, when you connect or allow that person in your field, it takes from you and then you feel drained. That's why you have to become really wise. I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to be free, happy, liberated, abundant, wealthy, empowered, you gotta be wise with whom you allow to exchange energy. The lower fields serve the higher fields. Why? Because the lower fields need more energy to survive. Everything is an energy exchange. So that's why the boss, coworker dynamic or higher pricing in companies or seller products, or the lower fields serve the higher fields because the higher fields have more wisdom and more energy. So they have more control of their body minds and they get to use their words wisely to manifest and co-create. And then that energy holds more potency. And then the lower fields need that energy to keep rising in frequency. We're all helping each other go back home. So their highest opportunity is to take that configuration of consciousness to meet that other being that's in a higher frequency there. Win-win. Okay, cool. Now what? Keep moving, higher mirrors, higher opportunities. The people that no longer serving your path are going to drop away. But you got to understand what is the energy exchange that's happening behind the scenes. Talking, it's a mirage. Like exchanging conversations, it's a mirage. Nothing's happening. Nothing is being said. Like what people are actually saying when they're conversating, their higher selves are having a different conversation. There's something happening that you are not being aware of in that moment. I'm giving you the code so you become aware that you're playing a game with yourself. It's not real, not even the words, every conversation, everything. It's a game. So fun. And you get triggered, you lose. I mean, you can get mad and be like, fuck, the other person showed me my weakness. Go through your process. Then you have to use more energy to heal and understand the lesson to go into a higher frequency. That's why the people with less triggers, the more awakened, open, empty beings have more energy because they don't waste energy on triggers because they have already healed that. And that's why the lower planes serve the higher planes and vice versa. It's always an equal energy exchange. But that person that triggered you was giving you an equal energy exchange, and it was benefiting you in that moment because your best opportunity for your next level of your video game was to get triggered, so that it was a transaction. So it was a win-win. Even though you were mad and contracted and arrogant, your abuser, your seemingly perpetrator, was helping you heal something. The moment you learn the lesson, the perpetrator disappears. And if you want to get away from that person, you're going to manifest another avatar, NPC player again. It's an NPC with the same configuration of consciousness, the same entity attachment, the same pattern that's going to trigger you, because that's what you want. You came here with the veil of forgetfulness, choosing your experience and the best opportunity, the highest opportunity for your next level of soul's evolution. You chose your parents, you chose your siblings, you crafted your whole life experience, and then you're like, holy shit, hopefully I remember that I created all the characters and placed all the roles, because fuck, if I forget, then I have to reincarnate again and go back to the ethers and plan my whole life again. And even the moment of your death, it's already destined and planned and described. So anybody here that still holds a resentment, please rewatch everything that was just shared, because that's your ticket to instant forgiveness. You can send me a check. I'll receive it. $20,000, please. Ay. So, there's nothing to forgive. There's nothing to forgive. Let that sink in. There's nothing to forgive. In the moment, when you are intertwined in the whole dynamic, oh my God, the victim, the perpetrator, the abuser, the drama, I mean, the body feels it. Sexual abuse, the body feels it. Verbal abuse, it's like a sword. You are a field. It's gonna injure your aura. It injured your body. It injured your chakras. It's literally like a war. Like when somebody sends you an energy, it's like a fuck, that hurts. That's why the importance of having close energy field, self-protection, holy company, discernment, wisdom. Who do I allow in my field? Is this relevant? Is it not? Cancel, clear, move on. Does it serve me? No longer benefits. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, I want this. I don't want that. What's my subconscious? Why am I manifesting this experience? What am I learning from this configuration of consciousness? What do I want to calling now? It's a game. It's a game. And it becomes really fun when you have all the keys. And I'm here giving you all the keys. You're welcome. You can have fun. It's a mirage. VCR. Coding matrix. So it's all a benefit. We're all playing each other back home. What is home? Emptiness. What is home? Unconditional love. What is home? Fun. Peace is fun. Peace is fun. Okay, what was the title? Holy Company, the hybrid concept. Okay, so yeah. This is so fucking cool. It's a hybrid. When there are 5 people in a room. Okay, let's read this again. There is a house party. There's a house party. A beautiful mansion in Egypt. There's 5 people there, 5 beings. The conversation going on between those beings. This person is pulling out thought forms from this person's aura. This person is pulling out thought forms of this person's aura. The only reason there can be a line of communication is because everybody's responding to everybody's feels and beliefs and assumptions about themselves. Basic Neville Goddard. So the co-creation, the scene, the situation, it's a contribution and collaboration of everybody's levels of consciousness. That's the saying, flocks of the same feather flock together, or swans, you know, you are who you hang out, the 5 people closest to you, it's who you are. Yeah, kind of like that. There's one being, 5 bodies, 5 souls, yet one being talking to itself, getting to know itself, learning from itself. When you learn those lessons, you no longer need those avatars. Keep moving on with forgiveness, love, compassion, gratitude for what you learned from these 4 avatars. And they have the opportunity to shift with you and meet you here. You don't stay there. You keep moving, shape-shifting. Don't respond. If you respond to whatever they used to say to hook you and get energy from you, then you lower your field. You need to have no attachment. And when you're here in a higher vibrational state and they see that you're not responding to the previous version of yourself and your previous patterns and entity attachments and energy fields, then they have the opportunity to drop those entities. They can either choose to interact with someone in a lower field and feel like prideful, like, oh, okay, I don't want to be humble and get towards where you are, so I'm going to be prideful and play in this kindergarten and like feel here I feel like a king, here I feel like a peasant, so I'd rather be here and allow these people that are in lower astrals. This is a heaven. Let's say this is a purgatory. And this person is offering these 4 beings that used to be their friends. Like, oh, now I'm in a higher heaven. But remember, I'm here to trigger the shit out of you and your pride and your ego. So you meet me here, but now you have to be humble. And then they get a choice, either to meet their old friend here and create a new hybrid in a higher frequency, but the price to pay for the transaction is humility. Or they get to keep pride and judgment. Judgment is the dragon to a higher level of heaven. So if they have judgment and pride, they get a no from karmic answerability. I can't believe I'm telling you this for free. This is the gold. Anyways, so you get a no if you have a judgment, if you have pride, if you're not humble, and then you get to keep your pride, and then somebody from a lower realm, it's going to make you feel like a king here because they still need your energy to keep moving forward. So they're going to hook you like, yeah, like, and feed that pride. But these are not the people that truly love you. They do love you, but where they're at, their level of unconditional love is not as high as the person that's here. So even this person seems like it's the villain because it's triggering you. Yet this is your best friend because this person is playing is liberation, enlightenment. So it would offering from these beings. Be humble, look at yourself, release your judgment, release jealousy, release false pride. Humility. Choose to serve the person in the higher plane because that's your true friend, even if it seems like the villain. Cool. From this level, it's not that you're neglecting the people that are in even a lower astral, but dude, put yourself first. What are you gonna do? You're gonna sacrifice yourself and stay in a lower reality when you have a ticket to heaven? Come on. And you're not gonna leave this person behind. The higher you go in frequency and consciousness, and the more you up your game, now you're here, you can still help your friend in the lower astral. Now you have a different offering. Now if you choose to merge in the same reality, it's gonna look really different when you were here. Perhaps here you were best friends. Here you may be acquaintances as this person becomes a client. Now you have the opportunity to coach them, and it's their choice. They want to take that opportunity. If they're too prideful and stay in judgment, then they can keep here being a seemingly king in kindergarten and somebody in hell. Oh my God. And then they're going to feel like king here. And they go, oh my God, so prideful. But they're helping somebody that's in hell. That's honorable too and gains karmic merit. And sometimes the only opportunity this person have to meet the other person here that's offering them the mentorship or the coaching is to help somebody in hell So they gain karmic merit and they feel worthy of this love. Some people stay in hell because they feel unworthy of the offering of the person that's like, hey, I'm here willing to mentor you and help you. Mentorship coaching, it's an illusory term. Mentorship coaching is like energy healing, a term that humans use to help people cross over into enlightenment and liberation. It's like, remember, I'm gonna play the game. Here I can only be your coach. Here I was your best friend, but it was beneficial win-win. Here I can be she's not connecting with me anymore that much. Now she's like busy. It's not that I'm busy. I am busy. But if now the only thing that would actually be a win-win, it's mentorship client, well, you get to choose to be humble and want to meet me here. I'm using me as an example, but it can be anything. Or help somebody in a lower hell and keep being prideful. So that's the game of life. The lower planes serve the higher planes. And it's a co-creation of existence. But you want to be in a vibration of higher love and higher light. Why? Because what does everybody's doing here, even if you don't know it unconsciously? Everybody's looking for love. Everybody here, anything that you're doing is because you want to feel more love. What is the ultimate level of love? Liberation. Why? Because you feel God's love. The closer you are to God, the more love light you feel. The more ecstasy, bliss, peace. Those are the higher levels of the game. And nothing else can give you that more than your own connection to God. Okay? So here in the lower astrals or hells or other realms, there are different gods. So somebody in hell can be hooking you here with the god of money. Somebody here with the god of sensual pleasure. Somebody here with the god of, I don't know, but they can, with resentment, they use guilt and manipulation and control tactics to keep you hooked here, to get your energy. That's the energy exchange. When you wake up from that bullshit, okay, is this serving me? Is this person triggering me? Okay, if it's triggering you, it's serving you, by the way. So thank you so much for showing me my weakness, or where do I still have blind spots, where I haven't loved myself enough. Cool. Thank you. Maybe in the moment you're mad as fuck and you're like, fuck you. Okay, let that pass. That was your best opportunity. Keep moving forward. You're not leaving anybody behind. By owning your light and owning your power, you're giving people the opportunity to meet you there by example. So that's why we can be in the same room, but everybody's in a different configuration of consciousness. It's not personal, it's vibrational. I think I heard that from this guy, like, feel good. But that's exactly how it feels. It is what it is, you know? At some point, you just have no other choice than to keep moving forward. I mean, you have a choice, yet what's more important, the highest service you can give to the world is your own liberation. The closer you are to God, I have had timelines in my journey where I couldn't connect with my birth family, karmic family, for 2 years or 1 year. I cut off my birth mother for a year because there was no potential in that timeline to connect. It was either I let her go fully for a year, she almost died, but I had to choose myself. And in this reality, we have the most epic connection and collaboration. But it took a year of disconnection because I had way better opportunities that didn't allow me to exchange energy with her because she was coming from codependency and attachment and manipulation and control. And I'm like, fuck, I chose her as my mother and that's gonna fucking hurt her, but I'm not gonna respond because it's gonna benefit her more if I remain strong in my conviction of either you meet me in unconditional love and humility or you die. Literally, she almost died twice. And then she humbled herself, she healed, and now we have an equal connection. But for a while, we shifted from mother, daughter, mother, coach, client, unconsciously. It's not that she paid me, but at some point I was coaching her because that was the only opportunity she had to communicate with me. Those are all labels, mother, father, whatever. And then she got it. You don't teach people by projecting, like, either you treat me right or I leave. I mean, You hold your ground. You hold your field. You don't respond. You stay strong. You don't pay attention. You keep moving. You keep moving. You keep moving. Because that's the only way you're going to break your karmic cycles, your ancestral lineage. And when you do that, you don't only benefit your birth mother, your birth father, your siblings unconsciously, not even talking to them, but just your field benefits them. You're going to break the ancestral fucking karma. Fuck yes. Then you can truly help them, even if you have to disconnect from them for a while. I'm not saying that's your case, just how my journey was. When if they don't get it, their higher self gets it. And not only that, you're going to benefit the whole by choosing yourself. And also, they agreed to play those roles. We're all friends. We're all brothers and sisters. There's no like mother, father, daughter, brother. It's just like we're chose to incarnate in those configurations to play this game. We're all equal babies. Like, we're all pure at heart. We're remembering that we're all babies. So, back to super excited to receive my $20,000 check for giving you this information. So, when you walk straight ahead, choose holy company. You're like, but where am I going to find the holy company? They appear. They literally appear. I have chosen higher realities, and I'm like, quote unquote, alone, let's say in a garden, in the middle of nowhere, like where perhaps when I was in Europe, I don't know, in London or France or Rome, or literally the perfect mirror appears and gives you exactly what you need for the next step of the game. At some point I was just like, okay, I've done everything I can right now. Left, right, up, down. How many funds do I have? Okay, do I need to? No, I don't. I'm not excited to do. Okay, I'm just gonna sit on a park. Hands open to receive. Open my eyes. Person sitting in front of me. I mean, okay, that's the next avatar. Because they feel it. They're like, oh, this is my next highest opportunity. Boom, energy exchange. New field, new opportunities, new people, new avatars. It's a benefit. Everybody wins. But you gotta trust that even when you're alone in the middle of Rome by yourself, sitting on a coffee shop like this, when you're like, fuck, and you have all your old friends like begging you for attention, and I'm not responding. I'm like, I'd rather not give energy to this because I know that if I don't comply with your lower astral, I'm going to create and manifest somebody in a higher field that's going to offer me a different opportunity. But if I say yes and I respond to your WhatsApp when you're trying to grasp at my attention from codependency or trying to take energy, then I'm saying, I'm buying this experience. I lower myself. So I'm like, no, even if I was lonely as fuck, I'm like, I'd rather be alone. That I agree with you. Okay, cool. They knocking on the door. I'm like, no, thank you. Sitting there by myself. New avatar. Highest frequency, more abundance. And then I could respond to my old friends and offer them something that was actually more valuable. Maybe in that moment they were mad, like, oh, now she's not talking to me. She thinks she's better. No, I'm going to help you more. I'm going to be more useful for you if I say yes to this. And then I come back and I'm like, here's a ladder. Here's a bridge. Come join me now. So when somebody seems like the villain in the movie, they may be even your highest ally. It just doesn't seem like it. You don't get to see like what's happening in the larger scale. In the larger scale, everything is in divine plan, and there's no lack. There's not a single lack. The moment you say no to these people in lower health, you open up space, new opportunity, new friendship, new offer, new monies, new abundances. But you need space. How is it gonna come to your life if you're full, serving other realms and realities that are no longer in alignment with what you truly want? You gotta be okay with not knowing. You gotta be okay with the floor appears as you walk. You gotta be fearless. You're gonna meet your fears, your doubts, your insecurities. It's all illusion. All fear is illusion. Surrender all fear to God. Most important than physical comfort is to learn the lessons that you came here to learn. Because that's what you take with you into your next incarnation. Not how much money you had in your bank account, not your status, not your titles. You take how far you made it in your soul's evolution journey. That's what you take with you in the next life. And the state of consciousness that you anchored, crystallized, embodied in your moment of your death, when your physical body dies, but because what you die cannot die because it's eternal, that's what you take. So if you leave the body in a state of consciousness where you didn't learn the lessons you came here to learn, which is the highest field of karmic potential and opportunity, because we have a bunch of avatars in different configurations offering you all these opportunities like, hey, I'm here, but we gotta be humble. Okay. So whichever level of consciousness you embody in the moment of your death, of your physical body, that's where you reincarnate. So your reincarnation is always perfect. Your parents were always serving you because that's the level of consciousness, the farthest that you made it in your past life before this one. So when you reincarnated, they were like, okay, this is the highest opportunity we all have. We're on a mission. Guys, please remember, we're on a mission. Everybody forgets. Everybody forgets. Blame, projection, hate, suppression, depression, fuck you, fuck him, blame. Oh my God. It's the divine comedy. This garbage planet. It's divine comedy. Theater of the absurd. Holy fuck. So, the moment of your death, you take with you the state of consciousness. So, if you don't break your emotional blocks, your heart block, your financial block, your relationship block, your what other block? It's always relationships, money's state of being, anxiety block, anger block, guilt block, shame block. If you don't heal your blocks, you're gonna reincarnate with the same block. So you have no choice but to heal it. I mean, you don't have a choice. Like the only thing that is not in your free will is that doesn't matter what you're choosing, you're here learning. It's always a learning experience. So the only thing that's said by divine law is that we're all interconnected and serving each other. Back to the lower planes serve the higher planes. And the higher planes serve the lower planes, but the higher planes get to decide the rules of the game more than the lower planes, because in the higher plane, you have more love, light, trust, fearlessness, abundance consciousness, prosperity consciousness. You get to set the rules. But then when you learn from somebody here, you get to set the rules. And then it's really fun for you too. And then you start a business together, a company together, because you're in the same frequency and you realize you can do the same thing. And you're like, fuck, thank you. I was really mad at you. I was jealous. I was triggered, but fuck, thank you so much. Royalty. Now I'm in my castle. It's the castle of your inner authority. The seeming villain may be more your friend than your seeming friend that's keeping you bound to a lesser reality. So choose holy company. Ta-da! Fearlessness, integrity, your heart's desire, courage, humility. You're good to go. That's all you need. Courage, humility, integrity, and your heart's desire. Or everything is laid down in my old website, word by word, in a 5-step process for free. That's all you need. You're good to go. You need the guts, though. You need the courage. Cross to all your fears. And there are fears that are going to come from previous lifetimes. I burned in bed for 2 years. Burned. Rolled in the gym floor when I used to. Couldn't move. Whole burning nervous system burning like hell. How many lifetimes of greed, apathy, grief, despondency, disgust, self-hatred. Couldn't even move. It doesn't have to be like that for you. But if it is, you have somebody to consult. The Greatest Showman. It's one of my past lives. I can remember really clearly. Greatest Showman. Great movie. It's fun. Jetting this one, I'm like, I'm gonna choose the path of addiction because either I open up or I die. Fastest way to God. It's gonna choose to be an addict in this lifetime because it's the only way. Success. That's the path for the most stubborn egos, for the more prideful egos. It's like either surrender or you die. Like, well, what am I gonna do? Well, there's more of nothing. How many emojis can I create with this beautiful face? Cool. See you tomorrow, 9 a.m. EST. Feel free to bring your topics, because, I mean, what do you want to talk about? And if you want to connect deeper, feel free to send me an email. Nicole at NikkiOrtega.com. Nikki with CKY.